Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you for joining me, Jag Singh, on Positive Minds. Positive Minds is a program on which I'd like to bring on informative and inspirational individuals who give us advice and tips on how we can improve our lives. Now, after the show, you can download my book, Unbreakable. Unbreakable is a book I wrote based on my life during the 1970s when I was a kid. Unbreakable shows how me and my family grew up around here in East London, surrounded by racism, bullying, and how we managed to get from there to here. Because that's Unbreakable, download my ebook after the show. Also, to catch up on previous Positive Mind episodes, you can simply type in your browser Jag Singh I Can, and you can bring up my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. Okay, so that's on Jag Singh I Can on YouTube. Now, today with me, I'm so delighted to say I've got an amazing guest. She's a member of an amazing organisation called Michi Teach Yoga. Avril Brian, thank you so much for joining us today on Positive Minds.
Hi, Jack. Nice to be here. Lovely to speak to you today.
Excellent. So tell me, Avril, tell me about the amazing work you guys do with Michi Teach Yoga.
Okie dokie. Well, the purpose of our business is to conduct classes for children in yoga, relaxation, and mindfulness from birth to age 12. So the idea behind it is that for the young, very young, so from birth up until about age 3, 4, it involves the parents as well. So it's giving that really close bond, doing something together that's really fun, but also teaching the parents how to begin to instill that relaxation and mindfulness into children, which we all need now, don't we? So having some fun with it. But then as the children get older, so into preschools, primary schools, then teaching the children how to stay fit in a non-competitive way, because yoga is non-competitive sport, how to stay fit through fitness, through having fun with it. And then as they get that little bit older again, maybe into junior school, we're talking about teaching them how to self-care. So that's not just physically, it's mentally as well. So yes, keeping their bodies nice and fit and healthy, but also their minds. So teaching them how to relax, how to be mindful. There's so much going on these days on television. They're all like this, aren't they, on their iPads and everything else, the gaming stations. So just teaching them how to take that time, but obviously in a very child-friendly way. That is the essence, basically, of Michi Teach.
So how did this journey start for you, Avril? How did it all begin? How did you start?
Well, I started in IT management, would you believe, which is totally not relaxing at all.
No.
Not. And then I had my first daughter. She's 17 now. And then I had my second daughter, who's now 15. And after a huge operation, when I was unable to walk for about 8 years, I decided that I needed to get back to school. I was getting back on my feet again. I needed to get back, learn something new. And I wanted to do something that I'd enjoyed all my life, which was yoga and fitness. So I totally stepped out of the IT world and I retrained as a yoga teacher, but as a children's yoga teacher initially, because I wanted to still be able to have that time with my children and be off with them during the holidays. And that has always been my mission. And I still stick to it, even though my girls are 17 and 15. I still have all the holidays off with them. So I retrained 12 years ago now to be a yoga teacher. With Michi Teach, I became a franchisee in that company. That was 12 years ago, but 6 years ago, I bought the company. So I now run Michi Teach Yoga, and I also still work in it because I could never give up teaching the children. So I still hold classes myself as well as running the business. So that's how I got to be where I am now.
And you know what? This is exactly what Positive Minds is about, Avril. You was in a career, you was an IT manager, and you knew something was missing. And then you had this operation, it was challenging for you. You was at the crossroads of your life, and you wanted, and you got through. You got better. And not only did you get better, you went out there and you pursued your goal. You're actually, something that you wanted to do, something which to
Yeah.
me looks like you're passionate about. It's something you really do enjoy doing.
Yes, I'm one of those lucky people on a Monday morning that doesn't go, oh, Monday morning blues. I go, oh, it's Monday. Where am I going today? So it's great.
Exactly. So, Avril, how long have you been a yoga teacher for?
I've been a yoga teacher for 12 years, and I've owned the company for 6 years. And yeah, I mean, I'll just keep going, Jag, as long as I can, so long as I can bend my legs and, keep moving, I will keep teaching. So, yes, love it. Absolutely
Again,
delighted.
I love that. I love that. I love that. That you're just going to keep on going. You're going to keep on going. I mean, when we had a conversation on the phone, you said to me yourself, that there ain't enough hours in a day or a week for you to do what you're doing. So obviously, you're going full throttle with it, and I think you're getting the satisfaction out of it. So, Ava, where do you actually do your classes with the children and the toddlers?
Well, if we're talking about public classes, so they're for the very young babies from birth up to about age 4, we do our classes in halls, church halls, and community centres, wherever we can book some space, really. But then we can do one-to-one, so we may go to somebody's house if they have a specific issue they want us to look at. Sometimes it's a child that's not being physically well, so they look to us to help build them up. Or we obviously go into nurseries and schools. So either we will contact schools in our area, or often enough they will contact us. And that way we get to do sessions which are fantastic in schools, which is where we get lots and lots of satisfaction from seeing the children develop through yoga and mindfulness. Yeah.
So, how's it been through the pandemic? How because obviously you kept going. How have you managed through the pandemic, Avril?
It was very difficult to begin with, but we had just started a new term of sessions, and especially for the new mums, it was very, very difficult. They'd been in class with us maybe 2 weeks, pandemic hit, and they couldn't see anybody, they couldn't see their families. So just to put out that lifeline once a week to say, come back to class, albeit on Zoom, you can still see the mums that you'd met those 2 weeks previously. But then over that time, they've built up those relationships, and, they've managed to keep those friendships, seeing their little ones develop. We were still doing yoga with the little ones. I had my demonstration doll there on Zoom. And the schools that we normally work with, we simply put secure areas on our website so the school children could still see us. I still spoke to them, said a
Good.
little hi, so that they had familiarity, things were still keeping the same. And then the schools we could go into, that had the key worker children or the special educational needs children, we were still going into some of those schools to do yoga still. So that was a great help for them. But everything else has been online, and really just trying to keep everybody going and moving. In the community, I had little WhatsApp groups, doing little yoga sessions and recording them and putting them on there just in the community. So it was any way you could help, really, wasn't it, Jag?
Yeah, brilliant. And just behind you right now, I can see. Tell me about Michi Titch. Tell me about Michi Titch. Tell the people about
Our
Michi Titch.
little monkey. He's a brilliant little monkey, isn't he? He's so cute. Here's Michi. He's got a little yellow tail.
Hey,
So he's great. We've got him all over the place in different guises. So Michi is a little monkey who the children all love, obviously. He goes on lots of adventures. So we like to create yoga stories through either just
brilliant.
creating, letting the children create them on the spot. You give them a subject to go with, and they fly off into all kinds of different areas, and you make yoga stories through yoga poses with our little Michi here. And yeah, the children just absolutely adore him. He's great fun.
Now, I mean, I remember when I used to go to, when I was a member of the NSPCC, I used to go to schools, and NSPCC have their own little mascot, Buddy. And when we got to the schools, it was like the kids weren't interested in us. They were all considered happy to see Buddy there. And straight away, there was a kind of a link between the children and the mascot. And I think the same applies to you guys. I mean, as soon as the kids see
Definitely.
Michi,
See
it's like, oh,
Michi,
look, it's
yeah.
Michi.
Yeah, I mean, I often take quite a few of them, and I hang them off the bars in the gym in school, you know, and especially all the little nursery kiddies and the reception children. They're all looking for him around the room. You know, we have one that actually does yoga poses himself. He's quite bendy, so yes, they love him. And lots of, you know, I ask the children to make up stories by using our yoga cards. So you know, he's even on here as well, isn't he, Jagsy? So we use him everywhere, and the children really enjoy copying what Michi does. So yes, he's a great inspiration to a lot of children, and he was the basis for our book as well. So he gets around.
Now, talking about that, you haven't. You're not only just doing the yoga with the toddlers and the children. You just touched on it there. Let's talk about it a bit more. Let's talk about the book that you've actually published, authored, and is available on Amazon at the moment. The Michi Teach book that you've done. Tell me a bit more about that, Avril.
Yeah, of course. It's Michi Titch all around the world. So as I say, our little Michi tends to go on lots of adventures. And I have lots of lesson plans from these adventures that I create for him. And a friend said to me, Avril, you should write a book. Um, right, okay, let's see how that one goes. So after lots of research and whatever, I decided on Michi Titch all around the world. So he literally does go all around the world. I had a wonderful lesson plan. I have a great friend called Jude Lennon who made it lovely rhyming text for me. And then also a great friend, Helen Robinson, who did all of the illustrations. So this is our book here, Michi Titch all around the world. And as you can see,
Brilliant.
he goes everywhere. Some of the places he cycles through England, he goes to Australia, he goes to India. There's Leaning Tower of Pisa. But on each page, what we find are little yoga poses to follow.
Brilliant,
So
brilliant,
here is
brilliant.
the rhino pose to go with rhino, and the camel pose to go with camel. And that happens all the way through until at the end, obviously, here's India with our beautiful tiger pose and our beautiful dancers. And then at the end, doesn't Michi take us on a wonderful magic carpet in his warrior
Wow.
pose? And he settles us down in bed. And here they all are.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
So
And,
it's a lovely
and
bedtime story as well as a good active story to get involved in.
And I was going to say, my kids are 13 and 16 now, but I remember the days I spent so many hours with them sitting there in the bed, in bedtime, reading them books and that. I was really, really enjoy it, and I miss that now. And if they were that age, I would love to get that book. And so everyone out there, just download the book for your children, for the young ones, Michi Titch. And as I was saying before, Avril, with Buddy, the connection with the children in the schools in NSPCC, the connection used to be that keep safe, and the connection with Michi going out to the children is get those yoga moves, get out
Active,
there and just do it. It's that connection, and I think that's excellent.
definitely. Good.
Like I say, where
So
can people get the book? I know it's on Amazon, isn't it? Is there anywhere else people can access the
it's
book from?
yeah, yeah, it's on Amazon, it's on Waterstone's website, it's on my own website, www.mitchtitch.co.uk. And a great way of also seeing the book is we've just been, I'm part of the Sue Atkins Book Club, and we've just done a free children's book festival, which you can actually see on YouTube. And there's lots of authors there with children's books telling you about them. So do go and have a look. Michi's obviously involved. And there's lots of other books on there as well. And there is a link through from my website to that. So yeah, lots of places to get the book. So no excuse.
Avril, tell me about the amazing franchise, the Michi Ditch franchise. What's it actually involved
Yes,
with?
yes. Well, we're an accredited training centre as well. So I can train teachers so they can take the lessons into schools themselves. And also you could become a part of the Michi Titch franchise. So really have our ethos about trying to make a difference in children's lives. You know, building that self-care, that self-confidence in children to just be able to go out there and know that they've got the strength of body and mind to be able to get through what we need to get through in life. So yes, you can become part of our team with our accredited training, and all of the support from the team here to, you know, get your business up and running and hit the ground running basically. So yes, it would be great to have more people on board and have lots of little Michi Titchies all around the country.
So there you go, guys, listening out there on Positive Minds. Michi Titch Yoga. It's a franchise. You can get in contact with Avril. I should tell you all about it. You can start. It doesn't have. You don't have to be tomorrow. That doesn't have to be next week or the next year. You can do it right now. Avril, tell me about you worked so hard at the yoga, passionately with the yoga. Tell me about how that's resulted in the What's On for Kids awards coming up soon. Tell me about that.
Oh yes, oh yeah. Thanks, Jag. The What's On For awards are held every year. Obviously, last year we were all up in the air, weren't we? So this seems to be a real big year for everybody to just try and get back out there and really let everybody know what's available for them, parents, what classes are out there. So the What's On For Awards, we were nominated for the one of the Best Children's Activity Awards,
Wow.
which is a real honour. So that is a voted for category. So, you know, if you want to pop onto the What's On For website, you can vote for Michi Titch. And there's also
Yes,
another
yes, yes.
category. Yeah, another category which I'm very proud of, which is remarkable achievement through the pandemic, which I myself have been nominated for. But that's a judged category, so we'll have to wait and see how I do in that one. So
Well,
yeah, very
congratulations with
exciting.
that. Well, congratulations with that, Abel. And you know, I wish you all the best. Okay, and you deserve it for all the hard work you've done through the pandemic. So well done with that. Excellent, superb. If any children organisations, schools, teachers watching right now want to like what they're seeing, you know, because I love it and I advise it to everyone. What is the best way for them to contact you, Avril?
Well, it's quite easy because all of my social media handles are all the same. They're at Michi Titch Yoga, so nice and easy to remember. That's Twitter, Facebook, um, Instagram, they're all the same. And our website is michititch.co.uk. So it's all very simple. And of course, I'm Avril O'Brien. You can email me at michititch.co.uk. So, yeah.
And in this country and all around the world, all the schools do a great job. Yeah, many schools. I'm not going to sit down here and put schools down. They do a great job, but I think there can be still a few improvements in schools. A few things that they can put in schools, a place for children. Like for example, I think there should be more motivational chats,
Yeah.
more inspirational. There should be more anti-knife crime chats going on. And another one, which I think is very, very important, is yoga. I don't think there's enough yoga spoken about in schools and done in the schools. What do you think, Adrian?
Yeah, I think we've been campaigning for a long time through yoga in schools. You know, I do think maybe what we've been through in the last year has pushed it forward a lot more. You know, we have vowed that there'll be more mindfulness in schools. Um, and of course, sports premium in schools is going up as well to try and keep people more active, children more active. And if you get them at such a young age and try to instill in them the importance of looking after themselves, you know, then that's half of the battle, isn't it? Because we're finding now a lot of, especially around the teenage age, you know, children are having mental health issues. But if we start so much younger, Jag, by the time we're getting to this age, we know how to cope and deal with it ourselves. You know, I'm not saying we're all perfect and we can all sail through every situation, but we'll have tools to help us come through those situations. And we need to start it at school.
And I think you might agree with me, Avril. I found that throughout the years, what supported my own personal mental health is me exercising, reading, self-improvement. And I think yoga is also a contributor towards having an excellent mental health discipline and factor as well.
Yeah, and I think because I try to say to the children, although yoga is a non competitive sport, in yourself, you can set yourself goals. So, I tell them to do the poses that they love, that they enjoy doing. But if they see poses that they maybe not be able to do now, over time, I've seen so many children develop and become absolute wonderful yogis, and they're so proud of themselves. And that in themselves is building confidence and self esteem, and all of that aid towards your mental health. When we do our relaxation and our visualizations, I love it when you go back into school and they say, Miss, I couldn't get to sleep, so I did that visualization you told us about, lying on my bed, imagining the stars and the galaxy. And you can tell it's working. And that's why we need more, because we know it works.
And I think it's like anything else. I mean, if you go up to a 16-year-old who's never actually paid any attention or shown any yoga, and you say to them that, well, let's do a bit of yoga, it's like, what? Yoga? What are you going on about? But I think you hit the nail on the head there. If you start it from toddler's age, and as you grow older, everyone learns as they go along, and it becomes kind of like a second nature to a child. And
Yes.
and I'm saying it now. I think every school and I think every parent should get their children involved in yoga, because you said it before. It's the phones, the games. That's okay. Technology is good in small proportions. It's not bad. But what we do in Positive Minds right now, what we're doing right now, is we're saying to people that, okay, just move a little bit. How about trying this? And that's one
Yeah.
thing I always say to people: just give it a go. Give yoga a go. Give Avril a go.
Yeah. I mean, I say to the children, you're sitting at home with your gaming or your phone or your iPad, pop onto the website and do some yoga with Avril at home. And they're like, oh, yeah. Some of them think I'm hugely famous because I'm on YouTube. Yeah, Miss, have you got a YouTube channel? And I say, yes, but it's for you. So you can see me at home.
Exactly.
You know me. Go and do the yoga that you know with me at home. So it's great when they do.
Avril, do you get full satisfaction from the work you do?
Can you tell that I probably do?
I think I can. And that's the
I,
point I was just about to get across, that, you're doing something you love. So well done.
absolutely adore it. I used to say, oh, I love working with the babies. It's so cute. Mine are grown up now, but, I get to see all these little cute babies. And then you've got the 3 and 4 year olds are learning. The first time they do their tree pose, they're so proud. And then you get to the older ones, 11, 12. They're starting to really understand how they breathe and how they relax. So I couldn't pick a favourite age range anymore. They're all fabulous, and it's just wonderful. It's great to spend your day working with children who appreciate how they can learn through yoga.
So, Avril, we're running out of time. So, one more quick question I'm going to ask you. Why is yoga for you so important for children?
From such an early age, to begin to learn to be able to self care, not just physically, but mentally as well. To build their confidence, build their self esteem, and to know how to look after themselves first before anybody else, because that's the most important thing. You can't look after anybody else unless you yourself are well. And if they
Yeah.
can learn that from a young age, half the battle.
Excellent. That is superb answer. Listen, Avril, thank you so much for coming on Positive Minds today, and I wish you all the best with everything you're going to do.
Thank you, Jag. Love and light to you.
So there you go, guys. Avril O'Brien from Michi Teach Yoga. Okay, so she was an IT manager. Had a bit of an incident where she had to go to hospital, and then she decided to do something different, try and walk in a different direction in life. And here she is doing a Michi Teach Yoga, and she's loving every bit of it. If you're in a current employment that you don't enjoy, you're not satisfied with, look around. Avril did. She looks around and found something else, do some research. You never know what you might find and how you might find the ideal job and passion that you can follow for life. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today on Positive Minds on the SIKH channel with Avril O'Brien. Until the next time, keep smiling and keep moving forward. Waiguru ji ka khalsa, Waiguru ji ki fateh.